for Gemini. This will be for the month of May, and it's 2024 whenever you find it, however that relates to you. So what we're going to do, sorry, I just do these on the go just because I don't have lots of time. So what I'm going to start out here with is I'm just going to go through some of the cards and then we'll tie everything in together here at the end. Right off the bat, this is a blessing coming in from the universe in the month of May. So Ace of Cups tells me there's something very emotional, something that you've wanted, something that gives you pleasure, something along that line. Clarified, however, by the Nine of Wands. So there is almost a sense of resistance or that you've had to really push through to get something here. It's almost to a certain level of an end cycle. Three of Pentacles could be a lot of coordination to kind of make something happen. Definitely feels like it's in around finances as far as what it is receiving. But again, there's something there that kind of indicates, sorry guys, on my little camera deal here. But there's something here that kind of indicates that it's a coordinated effort. Eight of Wands, it's fast incoming. And again, this is a short version, and then we'll draw everything out here. Two of Swords, it could have been something that was at a halt or stopped or in some way stymied. But again, could have been a bit of conflict to get it here. But King of Pentacles tells me this is putting you back in a position of power, or at least you're feeling like you're a lot more stable. There's a lot more money that seems to be, this is more long-term money. This is more along that lines that's coming in. Now, we are also looking at some other cards here with the Ten of Swords. Now, this would be an indicator that this is a hard-won battle. So again, we're going to go through the money, finance, relationships, all of that. But right now, just a generality. So, I would say you've gone through quite the ringer with the Ten of Swords. There's been a lot of, could have been betrayal, or it could have been something that you considered along that line. But definitely a lot of conflict here with the Ten of Swords. It is the end cycle. You're still in the energy of it, but it's completed. So there may still be residual stuff that you're working through, working out, but it seems like you're working through it rather quickly with the Knight of Swords. So there is something here that could even be a little bit of an abrupt conversation or something that, is a harshness of words. But either way, I still feel like the cycle pretty much nearing a close. You're in that last final stage of the negativity because the Tower is here. Now, the Tower does indicate there is some kind of big change that's erupting in the month of May. I feel like this is something here that, again, could be in around an emotional state or something that's caused you a lot of emotional pain. Five of Cups, there's been a lot of disappointment. It feels like something fell through, something didn't go as planned. There's something here around finances. Again, the balance seems like it was emotionally off. Four of Pentacles does tell me that there is something of holding back on something, not really releasing or revealing or being open about what it is that you're doing. Again, you're coming up in your own energy here, so there's a certain level of strength, a certain level of guardedness. But again, Gemini energy, Gemini, Aquarius, air sign energy. Knight of Pentacles, this is around, it could be dealing with a person as well, 20s to 30s, but this is also energy about money is starting to move now, and so things are starting to free flow. It's a long-term sort of effort, but it's finances that are going to be are very much a part of the focus here. There's been a lot of heartbreak. This is definitely conflict. This is definitely something that that you are mulling over with a lot of almost regrets or something here. Again, we've got Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. This cycle is over. Whatever it is that you're completing here, the Tower moment means something is going to be almost, it's like a new start of some sort entirely here. Now, the Knight of Cups is still something here of like an emotional gesture or something good that's still coming in here emotionally on some front. But we're going to tie it all in here together in just a minute. We've also got the Moon card coming in, so that also speaks to something around there being a lot of subconscious things here. Okay, hi there, 10 millimeter, whatever. Yeah, whatever, teach their own. Everybody can believe whatever they want to believe. Like I said, we all have some things that our own thoughts are, nobody has any absolute certainty on anything. There's absolutely no proof or evidence of, of all of the things that we believe in. Let's put it that way. Because when you actually break it down, even on a quantum level, even on a scientific scale, everybody's still searching. So, whatever you have an interest in and want to develop it, you know what I mean? Just go for it. It doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. The whole point is to express yourself. So anyway, back on track. just relating to somebody's comment there. So, I mean, believe, like I said, I mean, you know, how somebody also shows up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's as you are envisioning it. You know what I mean? Just because somebody's driving a Lexus doesn't mean it's because they're snob. You know, just because somebody's driving a rough car doesn't mean that they're, you know, necessarily poor. They could be just really, you know, careful with their money. Like, that's why I say, let's not be judgy here. Okay, anyway, moving on. The moon. This is something here that kind of speaks to a lot of subconscious feelings, things that are still being, you could even be projecting onto somebody else, but there's something here that comes to there being a lot of things that are still not being revealed here as well. It's secrecy, it's that kind of thing. I see Seven of Wands coming in here as well. There's a lot of push through. And then we're going to kind of tie this in together. So, all right, so what I see here, again, powerful cards, very intense reading for the month of May. It does suggest that there's a lot of an emotional element to this, especially with the moon. Could be a lot of ups and downs, even emotionally. A lot of water sign energy that's coming through here. But I see that there's an emotional awakening, there's financial shifts, there's a lot of harsh truths, there's a major turning point for Gemini. And what I see here too, even in terms of emotionality, this is kind of vulnerability. You feeling emotionally vulnerable or raw in some way, feeling exposed or on the edge emotionally. And it's like an emotional chapter that you're trying to open, but you're very guarded because of past pain or betrayal, things along that line. So we also have something here that came through with the Three of Pentacles, and that again was a collaboration of some sort. So it feels like you're dealing with somebody else here as well. There's something here about communication that's coming in fast. There's movement. There's Eight of Wands. There's Nine of Wands. It's almost like this is nervous energy as well. There's something here about messages, decisions, and whatever this is, it's almost like there could be a sense of an indecision here with the Two of Swords that came in. You know, whether or not this is something that you want to hold to. But I mean, either way, there's the Three of Swords, you know. So either way, I feel like, sorry, I guess I'm back over on this side. But either way, it just feels like there is a level of uncertainty in some way here, not wanting to face the truth of something. But again, even in terms of finances and career, King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, that's financial opportunity there, or something that came at a hard cost or a hard choice, something like that. We have, you know, there's a lot of energy here too. Even somebody like a father figure or a partner or something like that might be a part of the storyline here that's slowly trying to rebuild. And that might have been, again, after some kind of financial loss, something like that. But the Tower here does indicate that there is some kind of surprise element. And again, it's not just the Tower, it's the Moon, it's the Tower, it's the Five of Cups, it's the Four of Pentacles. So that is an emotional, psychological, and financial issue. So there's something here with the Moon that's coming to light. Again, this could be some kind of possible lie, deceit, or something here about a truth, something that was emotionally repressed, or something that you were in denial of. But the Tower is bringing this forward so that all of that falls away. So again, there's a sense of loss in some respect to you. And again, I feel like you're gripping tightly to what you have left. The theme here, though, is that you might be feeling a sense of emotional collapse or financial exposure or some kind of loss of control in some way. Now, there is a level of relationship elements here, again, because we have the Ace of Cups. Major decision in love that you could also be making. This is something here, you know, Three of Swords came out, so there is heartbreak around this situation. Again, there's lots of conflict as well. It goes 2 to 3, and again, a lot of incoming fast information. So I feel like you're almost fighting to be heard in some way, so maybe feeling like you're not respected, something like that. But there's a pain or pain of emotional separation, something like that. Now, there's also something here of a shock where you feel like something that maybe you just felt like you couldn't trust. But in the like that's something from the past. But what I see here is, again, Knight of Pentacles energy came in, and that's very slow moving energy, and it's like a slow rebuild. So there's something about you hanging on to money very tightly here because we had the Four of Pentacles. And again, there's also that energy of some kind of reconnection or slow rebuild, but money may feel tight. Is something here that is very grounded. And again, a financial door will open because of that of Pentacles. But I still feel like May is a time for you to stay grounded, move very carefully, focus on your practical matters, and steady, slow actions, because that's what this one's all about. Now, there is something here about a boss or somebody in authority that might be causing a bit of the stress. So something around the money with that. But there's thing here about a possible departure away from something. Again, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Swords. It could feel like it has been, again, a lot of an emotional crash of some sort. Like there's a lot of very detachment and a very sad, there's an extreme sadness there. Say with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands, I'm sorry, just going back here, guys, but that Knight of Swords, and again, there was the Eight of Wands in there as well. But that really speaks to something sudden or dramatic, possibly a forced change or a confrontation, something like that. But I do feel for you in May, there is some kind of emotional upheaval. Something's going to be revealed, and it is a relationship stress of some sort. And it's a certain level of seriousness in some regard. But I would still say financially, things might feel unstable to a period, but there's a path forward if you just maintain steady effort. Now, the Tower isn't going to be major ruin or anything like that because you have a lot of really good money cards. So I feel like there is a solid beginning after whatever this negativity was that kind of fell out. Okay, so again, everything's to unfold after May. Probably around the second and the third week is likely after the rotation or whatever the big news is. There is a healing and a rebuilding of your energy that follows closer to the end of the month. And again, Knight of Pentacles showing progress after whatever this little crisis is that is being averted. So again, I do feel like you have some really good energy here, but it's almost like a little thing that kind of comes in, disrupts things, causes you some emotional, upset, but there's still something very positive coming in out of that. So keep moving forward. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Again, it's just something here that I think you just have to go through, but you're almost at the end of it with the Ten of Swords. This is the last, but I feel that you have all of this negative energy. I shouldn't say completely negative energy at a loss, because things, of course, you always have to work through stuff. But the point is a lot of the heaviness, a lot of the weight, a lot of the things that you were currently faced with, that looks like it's clearing up to some extent. Keep moving forward. That's what I got for you.